cared. I've never really cared. I'm gonna be honest, I've been dominant, but I was the bottom for the 2 times that I've done it. But that's it.
Shit, if you want, I can stick up more things if you need anything.
Whoa! What? How many things
I'm
are being stuck?
joking.
How many things are being stuck up?
I mean, it's just been a finger.
Oh no, this
Wait,
game
what the
fingered me.
fuck?
The Elden Ring fingered me
Okay.
enough. I'm good.
I only got slight being fingered by a dragon.
What the hell?
Oh, what the? That hurts.
That's random. And what? I was okay. I can't even say that threw me off my groove. I made a mistake because I'm bad at that stupid delayed grab. But what? That made me die there at the end just because.
How the fuck do you want to be fingered by a dragon?
Why? That's bestiality also.
I mean, they made dragon dildos, so
I mean, they make dildos with anything that's popular. You can probably find
Especially that
you could probably
ET
find
thing.
Goku's dick somewhere. Or Shenron's dick in that case.
Whoa. Yes! I got the gold tanks! I got gold tanks!
Also,
Sorry.
Brett, you're in the end game of Elden Ring. I'm in the end game of Prototype.
Funny fact, I've been in the end game for a while. It's just because of the optional bosses that I was encountering, and or the few mandatory ones. It's been a long string of fights. The few mandatory ones with Beast Clergyman, the what's his face that was shooting magic at me, whose name I'm blanking on at the moment. And now and you know Godfrey, now this guy, but Melania and Moog, and a lot of the top bosses that I've been fighting, they were optional. But these have been, it's just been a long string of bosses. Normally, Dark Souls only has like maybe 1 or 2 bosses, or a phase, and some of them have phases. But this has been boss after boss after boss after boss. It's been a lot. Plus, like, I've been in endgame for a bit. It's just a lot of me not knowing where to go is keeping me from getting the rest of it. Because I could have been here a long time ago. Plus, you also had to go to I had to go to the ice area, the mountain area, to get me the fire to burn the tree. So there was that giant I had to fight. Then, you know, stuff. There's a lot of bosses back to back that I had led into one another.
Ooh, wild Pokemon. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't. I
need
rolled.
it.
I gotta stop rolling twice, but I used that
you
as a
want
comfort.
Yamper?
Yeah, stop using that as a comfort.
Alright, you can have it.
Ooh. In my, are we talking about my Discord, or are we talking about Go?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a Yamper. I found a Yamper.
Ah.
Sword and Shield. Yeah, Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Sword and Shield. I don't know no Pokemon that held that.
I'm comfortable with what I've got right now.
I was gonna say, ooh, is that a dog?
Yeah, it's dog. It's Yamper.
Yeah, I figured. Well, if it's Sword and Shield, I don't know him, but yeah, I figured because of the name. Also, I don't. Yeah, I was about to ask, who the heck is that? But then again, I'm losing it. Pokemon, I'm starting to lose it now. A lot of evolutions and names I'm blanking on, or... Ow. What has happened? I just decided to roll like an idiot. I gotta stop doing that. He's got a lot of delayed attacks that really just annoying me. I'm just bad at them. I know them. His strings don't seem to be as annoying. I just gotta get used to him. His stomp is annoying, but I just gotta get back into it. He's gonna be probably similar to every other major fight that I've been done, where he's got a second phase that I get fucked by, you know, his first phase, even though I know it. Like how long it took me, even though I long knew Melania, I still died over first phase. I was still dying to Godfrey, all that. Like, in fact, like with Godfrey's, just because like now that I'm no longer like was fighting this thing, and even though I am now, I lost whatever group I had on him. And this is like I don't know, my body is weird like that. Like, even if I know him, and I have to get into a groove set, but also, like, I lost whatever groove I had when I was first fighting this guy. It's weird. But I usually get better once I beat the game for the first time. I've come back and beaten the other games multiple times and surprised myself with how good I've become at some of them. Like, I went from being horrible at Sister Fried in Dark Souls 3, while I'm still gotta perfect her final phase. It's just... And the way I beat her is no different than this. And it's... Like, but that's my playstyle, though. That's only that weapon. I got to get better at the games normally. So
True.
that's why I don't always say I'm great at these games, is because I only have one specific play style. But it's not like it's bad. It's everyone has a play style. It's just I've never branched. I also don't know meta a lot, i.e. like weakness, resist. I know some of that, but like there's also a lot of abilities that I could be doing, or could be pairing them more, or getting better in other mechanics that I don't often do. Dark Souls 1 though, I make that game my bitch entirely. Parried, even though I still use greatswords or heavier weapons or quality build, I parried that game more out of all of them because I've actively put the time in for that. And all I did was train off one enemy type, the Black Knights. And that's how I learned it. I'm still bad at certain timings, but I was able to parry. There's footage of me parrying the final boss, Gwyn, and I freaking loved every second of it. Not saying that that's a hard thing to do. That's Gwyn the bitch. Like, he went from being a bitch to being a bitch. Fuck! Yes, exactly. Because my first playthrough with Gwyn, I literally cheesed him with some stalagmites that were on the ground. Like, he was stuck behind this because he was so freaking fast. I didn't and this was my first time, like, with Souls. This is my yearly return. Like, I quit for a year on the very beginning of the hub. I was in Firelink Shrine. And I went down to the catacombs and then stopped after like a few attempts and was like, oh, I'm done. It's one of those games that I didn't rage quit or get mad. It's one of those games where, okay, I play it for a bit, then I just either don't like it or something happens, I stop playing it. Some games I just never return to. Dark Souls, I gave another try, beat it, fell in love with it. And then like, ow. Mercy?
You're all being a bitch, and I said, yeah, you are my bitch.
Oh.
You're not wrong.
Kinky.
Oh, incredible.
So, you're a female dog?
Yes, rough, rough.
Bark. Borf, borf, borf.
Bork, bork.
I rolled at you, whore! Hello. Oh, fuck.
Baby, you know it.
I roll. God damn it. It's like Godfrey's Stomp. Oh, fuck.
I go fight the power boss. I know, like she's back in my hand.
Oh, Prototype's final boss?
Protect use metal boss, yeah. I know him like the back.
Do those games have, like, great combat when it comes to, like, action combat, not, like, shooter-y
Yeah.
combat?
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's not like Resident Evil 8 combat?
Hold on. Like your arm weapons, like your shape-shifting weapons,
Yeah.
are more effective than the guns in the game. that
Oh,
you're-
beautiful. So it's not like RE8's combat.
No.
I didn't think it was, but I was just curious about the gameplay.
And a lot more. You do a lot more damage.
Oh yeah, I was just curious of the
Anything
gameplay.
weapons do.
So does it like you've seen Metal Gear Rising, right? With Raiden with the sword, you've seen that. Is it
Yeah,
like that, or is it like that's
The
more
gameplay's
action?
a lot better. Like,
Is
the
than that?
story is
Okay.
shit. Story
This-
is bad, but the overall gameplay is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll have no
Really?
trouble. You'll have no trouble beating any. Well, you'll have trouble beating the first game's final boss because there's a time limit.
It depends. Like, is it heavy combo-y? Because like action games like
No.
Kingdom Hearts and
No,
Devil May
you
Cry,
just-
I'm good
dude,
enough to beat the games and not
You just
combo good.
Spam square. Hold on, you just spam square and X. Not square and X. Square and triangle until they're dead. Just
Okay.
spam 2 buttons.
If there's any sort of dodging and stuff, it's gonna take time, and I'll learn it like Souls. But if it's like Kingdom Hearts and that, like I never was good at a lot of
the
abilities
dodge-
and stuff.
most
In that
attacks,
game's
just
dodging
hit
has never been
X.
great for me.
Hold on,
Okay.
To dodge, all you gotta just hit X, then he'll jump over the enemy.
Well, I'm just trying to grasp like because there's a few action games that I've beaten, but I'm not like great at like doing like Kingdom Hearts. I was never good at like actively
Nothing really changes
being
in
skilled
two,
and
except for you get a
dodging
couple
and
of extra new powers.
using certain abilities, so I would just kind of tank everything. Like one boss that I fought in Kingdom Hearts 2, Supply was watching me struggle on him. He was, in terms of like annoyance, he was up there with Melania, just because he was difficult. Not that he healed or anything, but yeah.
Okay, so basically you could pick up on the boss's attacks really easily. And
But then,
there's
like-
normally no second form.
But then like when I fight shit in Final Fantasy, after enough time, I'd fuck them over, and destroy them. Like, 'cause for some reason, like, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I guess I'm better with strategy than I am with active combat sometimes. But that is, action combat games is my nature. It's one of my favorite gameplays, so I may enjoy Prototype more than you think. Who knows? Depends. We'll see, though. It also can depend on... Like, I normally don't care about the story too much. I don't invest time into that until later.
It's one of those games that gives you all the story while you play the game.
Okay. Well, I won't really actively invest too much into it unless I really love it. Like, I do like story. Like, with Dead Rising, like, I love it, but it's just, like, I didn't really start learning it until after I played it enough.
It's like Dead Rising, but you got superpowers.
I never, like, went too much into love with Dead Rising to where I'm looking all this shit up. A lot of this is given to you, and I just eventually put everything together and played the game enough. Like, I love the gameplay enough. The story is not why I'm playing Dark Souls. Like, I love the backstory of Dark Souls. I love stuff like that. It got me invested in enough because that game actually tells you to you in a different way. So you gotta read shit and talk to people and find out. And I'm not smart enough to put smaller pieces together because it's all branched out throughout the whole series. Not like how games like Dead Rising are, where they give you a lot of your lore outright. So it's just like, but if it's good enough, I will invest time into the lore. It's just, don't worry about, like, I'm gonna be paying attention with cutscenes and stuff, but I'm not gonna actively be too heavy involved in the story that much. Especially if my mind is gonna be divided. Especially since you're gonna want to be watching it. I am still gonna, if the gameplay is enough for me, that's really all that matters. Because, yeah, story is important to me, but it's never the thing that makes games. Like, half the Resident Evil stuff I forgot. I know 8 enough because it's more contained, but a lot of like a Resident Evil story significance is all over the place for me. But my buddy who requested, Reaper also knows about it, but my buddy Damien that I worked with, he requested, he was like all about, you're probably gonna leave me all this lower buff stuff. You're gonna be my lore god for that game. That's what my buddy Damien was, the one who requested Resident Evil was. He'd be telling me a lot of stuff. And good thing is like they had the patience to never like.
The same powers you're using.
Oh, cool. And they were never. He had the he had the patience enough to not bitch, or not bitch, but not like get annoyed by stupid deaths or my failures, or how long it took me to beat the first game's final boss. Because I kept like the camera and everything, and then tank controls.
Right.
I kept running into the railing. What? Can't I talk?
The way your character. Sorry, but the way your character is set up in this game, it's very hard to die.
I mean, I really don't care.
I'm just giving you a heads up. It's very hard to die.
I was just talking about the fact that you're gonna be the lore god of this game for me, while the guy who requested Resident Evil was doing the same thing, and I was saying that he never once was getting fed up with all my failures and like the first couple games of how long it took me to beat some of those due to my memory, all that. He was very patient with, and watched all of it, and like he went off Twitch due to, like kind of like how Chocolate Chip did, like with personal stuff. So it's just like, so I haven't seen him since, but like he was there for the whole thing, and never once was like, he was giving me advice and whatnot, but he was never once questioning like my playstyle or anything, and I love that. So like he's an awesome friend. Not saying that people do on Twitch. I'm just saying, like, in general, he was there. He was a very patient man. He wasn't like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, your map, blah blah blah. This is where you go, blah. Because he knows that I don't want that actively, because I want to try to learn it on my own. Because that's how I learn. I can't really learn from people telling me. It's a hands-on. I have to have someone training me and actively be doing it. No one learns that way. No one learns without doing it. Some people can. I can't, at least. I can't see something once. I have to do it a bunch. For instance, driving somewhere to memorize a location. Like, I almost was like, where do I go from Chick-fil-A? Because that's where the Quest Diagnostics place was. It's right by Chick-fil-A. So that's where I had to go. And I was like, getting there was fine, but finding my way to that area, because I never knew that was there, or at least if I did at the time, I forgot. So I was like, where the hell is this, even with a map? I was like, the turns in there were so confusing to me, even though it's just it's not hard. I'm just an idiot, and my sense of direction is awful. But yeah, no. Even finding my way, but driving my way home a different way though is different. Like that's what I mean. Like unfortunately. So Resident Evil took me a while because I just wasn't memorizing locations. Because in Elden Ring, I'll find something and I'll be like, where was that now? I have to do it enough, see it enough. Because I don't even really pay attention to where I'm at. I usually just go. I have a very bad observation skills. For the lack of a better word, I guess.
I could beat the final boss in Prototype 2 without taking any damage.
Nice.
That's how much I've mastered him.
I don't know if I'm really good enough to do that in Souls with the final bosses. I mean, it's possible. It's just because I've done it with other bosses. It's just any slip up can make any slip up can be a cost me that, and I don't have the patience to be doing that unless there's a reason for it. Like the Valkyrie in God of War, I didn't even really try it happen both times. The only reason why I wanted to, the only thing I did was which was the first time I did this, fought her and trained to learn her off camera. Because I fancy myself not as good as some of the combos, because God of War has more combos, but I just play the game like it's Dark Souls, and that's why I won. I mean, it's very similar, but there's a lot more combo to it, and I've used what was comfortable enough for me to where I would stun her, and then I would throw my shit at her, and then I would have Atreus shoot the shit out of her, then I would have him summon the thing, and then you repeat, something like that. And it was just a zone. Before you know it, I beat her twice without taking any hit, and that was one of the Valkyries. The Thymesia? Is it hard? Sorry if I butchered the name of that.
And ding dong, the asshole's dead.
Nice. But I've also but Knight Alone from Dark Souls 2, Sir Alone, was the only boss that I've ever tried to actively beat without a hit, and I've done it a couple of times, almost. Plague Doctor, Souls-like. Ooh.
After you play through the games, I will get on Twitch and I'll stream the entirety of both games so you can see how I'm way better at 2 than I am 1.
Yeah. Well, that happens a lot. I'm a lot better at Dark Souls 1 actively than I am than 2 or 3 in terms of knowing the game, like parrying the final boss, that kind of thing.
Hey, by the way, you're gonna laugh at the penultimate cutscene, which is the second to the last cutscene.
Yeah. I'll have to try this
Soul. Says.
What is the game like graphically wise? Is it like Code Vein? No, I'm talking to Lolly. Talking to Lolly.
Oh, okay.
Is it Code Vein like? Is it anime, or is it like Hollow Knight graphics, or I mean more like what is that game? Salt Sanctuary like, or me. I'm busy chatting now. I'm curious though, no, it's fine. Because I do want to play a bit more Salt Sanctuary on. No, it's all good. On stream, motherfucker. I also want to play Code Vein on stream. Finish that too. I do want to play eventually more Ash, Remnant from the Ashes, and that's Dark Souls but with guns. Motherfucker, roll! Hello, game? I am, like, not rolling anything! Jesus! We've been flying through Code Vein again. Yeah, I gotta get on that, so I can play that with you.
So, Heller, a quick way to sum up him, he's like Vegeta. He's angry. He's powerful. But he loves his family unconditionally. He's basically a Vegeta lost Bulma.
But to be honest, Vegeta's not.
But Trunks and his daughter.
Vegeta has a crude way of talking. I'm gonna be honest. I know off topic. Vegeta has a crude way of talking and being a little more blunt, but he's not mean or angry. Is the thing. A lot of the times.
he can get.
He can be very, yes. His old ways, yes. But, like, just in general, he just has a crude way of talking. Kind of like how Goku always comes off as stupid
Heller
when he
can-
talks.
You'll see a little bit of Vegeta and Heller.
Yeah. I'm just being honest here. Like, Vegeta's not as asshole-ish as a lot of people who love DBZ claim he is. He is, yes.
And then you'll see a little bit of Frieza and Alex.
I'm gonna be honest, I see a lot. Oh, nice. So, more of like a tyrannical ruler and a dick? And kills anybody for the sake of failing him?
Well, that and also betraying him.
Frieza doesn't really betray people, it's just more like, you failed me. I mean, I guess that's a betrayal to them, but that's really not... It's not like he turned on, like... It's not like anytime
He's more like Piccolo, actually.
When he sided with Goku and them, it was for his own motives because he was being revived. He never really turned on Goku because he never really teamed up with Goku. He hated the whole idea of the TOP. Like, him being... He had fun with it, yes, but he had the whole... him having to team up with Goku, even though he, like... He pulled a reverse and gave Goku energy, too. Like, Frieza's becoming better and better. Like, he, out of nowhere, of his own volition. He knew he was gonna lose, but the whole reason why, though, he did give Goku his energy, too. Like, he could have just said, fuck no. But I still feel like that counts for something.
Yeah.
Even though his life was on the line, that still counts for something. But, yo, he went after Kaba, Stru for his pure hatred of Saiyans. He's still a dick. Like, him, like, teaming up with Frost, yes, that's a betrayal, but he never really was gonna ever team up with him.
Hold on, I will be right back. Something's going on with my internet. Be right back.
See, I hate... That happens a lot for me. Just randomly. Twitch has been doing that a lot, where it says, like, welcome to chat and stuff like that, but I also... My internet's been causing me to, like... I don't know, whatever. It's been causing a lot of errors with encoding and shit, and it's also my computer at the time. Like, so, like, even if it's happened here and off now, it's just that I gotta get used to the setup and get the settings, everything back, I guess. Even though it depends. Like, earlier I was having troubles because of, I guess now, like, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to the settings in a while because everything is all pre-set up, but like, having it all connect directly and not having used stream key and having certain settings that I haven't done and put up in a while, it's still like it was causing my computer had to be more perfect. That's why I had to use the stream test. There's a lot of issues still. Oh my goodness.
So Brett.
Yes.
The prototypes are really cheap but Steam.
Oh nice. Good. I gotta buy them still.
And to save yourself the time for console, I recommend the Biohazard collection because it comes with 1 and 2 and the DLC stuff.
Ooh, I'll just buy it on console and platinum it if I like it enough. I could buy it on PC too, depending on the price, but if I like it enough, I'll buy it and platinum it, and then I may play it on PC too if there's a reason for it. I don't always.
I recommend the Biohazard collection.
Okay, thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Yep.
How much is that with DLC too and everything?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll look up how much the Biohazard bundle pack is.
Okay. Yeah, because I usually if I'm gonna beat the game for you, I'm doing DLC.
Oh no! It's just like Dead Rising. It's just extra little content.
Oh no, I didn't know if there was actual DLC to it. Even if they don't sell it in that pack, I'll buy DLC. If there is DLC, fuck me. If there is DLC. But yeah, no, like, if it doesn't come with DLC, like how Dead Rising doesn't have a release with Case Zero, Case West re-released, or, I don't think they have a physical pack of all the Dead Risings. I know the one that you buy on Steam or on PS4 but it's...
So,
they don't have...
$30 for the Biohazard bundle pack for PlayStation...
30?
Yeah. For the PlayStation 4.
That's really good. That's really good.
I don't think they've released it on the PlayStation 5 yet.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's not like I don't want to use my PS4. It's just my PS5 is actually full. Like my.
I think
one of my viewers was right though. My viewers.
Your PS5 will run it no problem because it's PlayStation 3 graphics.
Oh, nice. I remember when one of my viewers was like, and now your PS4 is useless. And I was like, nah, I'll still use it. So now I haven't used it, but I will.
If you play on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, it will run as smooth as butter.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't see why not.
Because of how low quality the graphics are.
I wouldn't see why not.
That's like Dead Rising graphics. Dead Rising 1 and 2 graphics.
Oh, okay, so it's not. It's got a lot going on screen, or decent
Because-
amounts, but the graphics aren't good. Yeah.
It's got almost the same amount of zombies in it that Dead Rising 3 has.
Okay. Oh, gee. Wait, really? For a
Because
PS?
remember
Wait,
it's a city.
what is this?
Because
What?
remember it's a city, but the thing is it's segmented in different zones.
Okay, so it's
So
not
each
an.
zone is a
It's
different
not.
cell.
It's not open like Dead Rising is, where you can kind of go. Or okay.
But all together, in prototype 1, it's in one area, but there's not a lot of zombies.
See, the thing about
there's a lot of zombies, but not like Dead Rising 3 amount.
Okay.
Like
Well,
take
here.
Dead Rising, half of Dead Rising 1s and half of Dead Rising 2s.
Okay, well, yeah, those have no near the amounts, so yeah. So wait, is this was a PS3 title or Xbox
Yes,
3?
and
360. Yeah. Okay, so this is
PlayStation 3 and
yeah.
the 360.
Okay, then yeah, it's gonna be nowhere near Dead Rising 3 level. But here's the thing about Dead Rising 3's level system. Like, even though it's a bit more open in Dead Rising games, you can kind of do some of the stuff out of order, but it's only limited to like certain areas or bosses. But like, Dead Rising 3 is more open. 4 is the only true open one, but 3 has it where even if you can go most places, you've gotta unlock the story bits by doing bosses to get certain parts, or progress the story. You can't just go and fight whatever out of order. It's not Dark Souls. Even Dark Souls has its limitations, though.
Yeah. Prototype 2, you have to beat all the main story missions in the zone before you can move on to the next.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not sandbox.
So it goes. The prologue is in the red zone.
Mhm.
Then it jumps you straight to the yellow zone. Then you go to the green zone, and then you go back to the red zone and fight the final boss.
Oh. Now I just imagine
Okay, so
Sonic
yellow,
music.
there's yellow. There's some infected. They don't really care. It's the slums. Okay, it's where most of the civilians, poor civilians live. Green is where all the high up military commanders and rich people and doctors and scientists live.
Yeah.
Then the red zone is just completely full of fucking infected. That's why the final boss is chosen as his staging ground. It's also where the original outbreak of the first game took place.
Oh. Nice. When you said green zone, I was like making a joke on Sonic because one of the levels in that game is the Green Hill Zone. So.
So basically it's New York City, too.
Oh, nice. Is it post-apocalyptic then?
Yes. But it's only New York City that's like that. It's confined to New York City.
Oh, it's confined to
Like,
one
the
state
president
or one
never-
city, not the whole
never-
state?
Yeah. No, it's only in the city. Confined to the city, like you know how Willamette was confined to.
Confined to Colorado's, the city within. Well, it was confined to several states, but yes, that portion was confined to that mall. Yes, but the whole towns of several places are infected. But yes, I get what you mean.
And then like how, actually it's more like Fortune City actually.
Yes, that's more. Okay, so it's big like that. Jesus.
Yeah,
That's
it's big like that, yeah.
Okay.
So it's easier to get around because you can like glide through the air and shit.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not the level design. It's not as small as Dead Rising 1. It's more like it's more open, like how 2 was. Okay.
It's actually about the size of 3.
Okay, so it's open exploration is that of 3. Okay.
Yes, but the thing is,
So it's gonna feel like how Resident Evil 4 and 8's exploration is. Well, it's not that expansive. You can. It's more open than the other Resident Evil games.
Yes, in Portrait 2, you take helicopters that are like the loading areas to go into areas to hop between zones.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and you have to you have to do a mission to unlock it. The ability to travel between zones. And then there's missions in 2 where you actually have to like pose as a soldier. Those are primarily in the green and red zones though.
Mm-hmm. Can we roll again?
And also, surprisingly, the main character of 2 is a devout Christian. So even in his zombified body, kind of the way the virus works, he still goes to church.
Mm-hmm.
But good for him.
Nice. Well, that's good.
I am Gogeta.
Cool.
Are you? I thought you were Goku Black.
I mean, I could be anything and
What?
everything.
Oh, you're playing Xenoverse now?
No, Legends.
I started that up recently again. I haven't played that since I first found out about it, so I'm like right at the beginning still. But I was like, this game's fun, but it's not like phone games aren't always my thing. Like I had fun with it, and then I was just like, all right, I'm done. I like actually personally. I actually personally really, because the reason why I like collecting the cards is I like the art. Like like when I collected the cards, the actual physical cards, like that's what I loved with games like Legends. There was another Dragon Ball game besides Dokkan.
I would collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards in real life because I like the art.
The art. I didn't really care for the art of, say, games like Yu-Gi-Oh's cards or
I have like a starter deck of
I
Magic the Gathering around here somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't really care for Magic the Gathering's card art. Personally, like I
don't really care
enjoyed
about the Magic at all. I just
like,
got it because I wanted to look at the cards.
I cared about like the rare cards in Pokemon. I didn't care about the general, but like some of the newer cards where it's the full body art and it looks all cool. That is more what I would collect. Like if you look at some of the Dragon Ball card posts on my Twitter, my Discord, in fact. If you go to my Dragon Ball cards, I have some cards. I actually have some of Goku Black. I have a few that just look really cool. Like I have a few of Cell, and it's like all shiny and colorful and whatnot. Mercer with the falling death. Go look at them. They're on my Discord under like Dragon Ball card openings. You can even watch the videos on YouTube. Mercer probably has.
Yep.
My card openings.
You should do more.
Do more? I only stopped because of money. Give me some time. Dragon Ball I can actually collect though. I can actually collect those. Pokemon I cannot. You know how much money?
Did Inuyasha have any
cards? Yes, it does.
Cards?
Yes, it does. I actually have some, but I was dumb and young at the time and stapled them into a binder.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Yep.
You know you can get binders and sleeves.
No, they had. How do you think I put them in there? They slip out of them though. Why do you think I stapled it?
Oh, so you stapled the lip shut. You didn't actually staple the cards.
The whole. Well, I did. But I stapled them in them. Because a lot of my cards from my Pokemon days are gone, because they're all in sleeves. All my decks are in actual like the sleeves. Then I have like several binders full.
Cards I liked. All my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
All my decks were sleeved. And then I had binders. Then I had binders of cards. Then a lot of them are like then I have like card boxes that you can make, or whatever. Because I was in a tournament at Toys R Us for a while. I have like the first 8 badges from the Johto League and like 1 from the Kanto League and whatnot, but then I stopped going because I just kept missing it. I just got older whenever all my friends quit. Fuck.
Also, you get an achievement when you beat the game.
Well, I mean, I would hope so.
Called Murder Your Maker.
I would hope so. Most games do.
You can murder my maker.
I am your maker.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, I went there.
I'm not mad.
Well, I mean, he kind of walked right into that one if that was unintended.
And also, New Game Plus. New Game Plus is a lot of fun.
Ooh, does it get harder?
Is it really?
Does it get harder in Prototype? Is it like Dark Souls?
I haven't really messed with Prototype ones. So
okay,
really
is there a reason? So I know you love the games. I know you love the games. Dead Rising doesn't really have a New Game Plus, so does it actually? You beat the game and you have an option to go in a playthrough 2, and it reflects this somehow by being stronger.
Yep. Well, you're stronger.
Okay, because even Sekiro has New Game Plus, and
so
that has lack of replayability.
Hold on, when you beat the game on any mode, hard, easy, or normal, you unlock insane mode, which you can play with New Game Plus.
Which is the hardest difficulty? Yeah, it sounds like Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry doesn't have like a New Game Plus, but it has difficulties that you unlock via beating the prior ones. Called like, you got your normal, easy, hard, Dante Must Die mode, and then like whatever the last one was involved. It all goes up by like, because it's Devil May Cry, so it's like angels and demons and things.
And unlike Wolfenstein, it doesn't make fun of you for choosing easy.
Wait, Wolfenstein does that? Wait, which Wolfenstein?
Yeah. The one
The
I played
ori-
on PlayStation 3.
Oh, okay, well...
The guy that you choose
Well,
for the face of the main character, he would have like a binky in his mouth and the stupid bonnet on his head when he chose easy.
because here's the thing, Wolfenstein is
Same thing
also
with
just...
Doom.
Wolfenstein is the same as Doom, so I didn't know if you meant like a shooter version, or if you meant like a classic Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I played the third. Actually, I played the one on PlayStation 3 a little bit.
Did it go back to
Um,
its classic ways, or was it like a shooter, like how Doom, like
It
how
was.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein on the original Xbox was a shooter, kind of like how Halo was? I don't know if a
It was
lot of
kinda
Doom
like
is
a shooter a little bit.
they have a story, so like a lot of Doom became like heavy shooters, but like was it like the older days, not shitty graphics, but like, or was it an actual
Yeah?
like shooter like Halo?
Actually, yeah. Oh no
Is
no
it-
no no! It was. You would like go room to room.
Yeah, if okay, so it's more like the old,
Basic.
okay.
Yeah.
Because like I know games like those, they start with that, and then they have some of the newer ways that they're
If
now
I remember
they're
correctly,
more
in the
shootery,
original Wolfenstein,
more
Hitler was the final boss.
yeah. It was all zombie. It was always Nazi zombies or whatever it was, or Nazi monsters. Yeah, Hitler was always the final boss, or at least one of the main components of it.
It's Nazis!
I never played the story of the one I played,
It's the
Return to Castle
fucking
Wolfenstein,
Nazi!
but I played a lot of it with my friends, and that's when I dabble into the PvP world of shooters with that in early days of Halo. But I was always, I remember always choosing the Allies more to my knowledge. Not that it matters. It's just
Was
I
the final
never
boss
played the story.
of Elden Ring supposed to represent Jesus because he's crucified?
I don't know. Wait, is this guy crucified? I mean, I don't know the whole lore.
Yeah, in the beginning. Well, in the beginning of the cutscene, he's crucified.
I mean, I don't remember. I haven't really, again, I wasn't really paying attention. I literally, my first technical time seeing the beginning of Elden Ring, I completely bypassed the entire intro because I was busy talking. Like, I didn't skip it, but I did not pay attention at all.
Also, he doesn't use a sword, he uses a hammer.
A hammer.
So you're basically fighting Thor.
Yep. He also uses lightning. You're accurate.
Oh, Burbeck.
That's why I keep calling him that. Or Zeus, one of the two. But he's more Thor because of the hammer. But yes, he also uses lightning. Ow! Accurate. Damn it, I hit the button. It may be slightly too late, but damn it, I gotta get my body used to his timing, like, that instinct has to get into my instinctuals. That's where I call it my UI mode, because that's literally what it is. A lot of my wins against, like, if you go watch that Valkyrie win on YouTube, that literally just, I'm not talking, and it's just, even when I'm playing it, I notice it's literally just, my brain's just is turned off, and my body's just reacting to everything. It's literally just instinct. I don't get that with normal games. Like Dark Souls, for some reason, like I'll just get into the zone because of the way you fight them. Even with Final Fantasy, a lot of the times you gotta think because it's strategy. And even then it's like, I have a harder time with that than I do actively just fighting an action boss. Not that Final Fantasy's hard. It's just I prefer these though. Easier on my memory. Because Pokemon, I'm starting to lose it. With a lot of their weakness resistance shit. Never was good at a lot of it, but I'm like, that was horrendous. Don't know why I did all that rolling forward. Didn't need to do that. Just angling right in the ass crack, plumber boy. Aye. Aye. Oh, fuck. Oh,
Jesus, you okay, hon?
talking to me?
Yeah.
Or Mercer?
Yes.
I'm alright. I'm just making mistakes. Just making timing mistakes.
All three of us. Kamehameha.
Oh, I thought you said, hey, Fraser! And then he did the... cut right down his body. And then did the burning attack. Hey, Fraser! I love that TFS made him break apart like a computer.
Pretty awesome.
I enjoyed that TFS made Mecha Frieza break apart like an actual computer. He gets the blue screen of death and just...
I like how they didn't like show him being created.
Oh, I do. Yeah, where you see him being put together.
Yeah.
I
They
do
tried
like
doing
when they do
something.
that. I did like that you see Cole in the background as scientists are just working on him. They actually
Mm-hmm.
go into the instead of just him coming back with no explanation. Like, everyone at first I thought it was dead, and then when you watch it, you're like, ah, he survived. But at least it's not just, oh no, he showed up. You know what I mean?
Right.
They actually tell you that, and how Cell explained his whole time travel bit. It's not like, oh no, he was just there years prior to Trunks' arrival, and no, no, yeah, he's not just the threat that comes, in Dragon Ball. He's not the end threat that is built up to. Kind of like how the androids kind of were just would have came out of nowhere if it weren't for Trunks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like it's kind of annoying like that out of nowhere you're just like I do like that Trunks came back in the Super, but like Black out of nowhere or Boo and them out of nowhere kind of weren't really explained. I figured like I always thought like what would Trunks' life be like if he had to fight Boo and they finally or not Boo but like Bobbity and them. I would hope it would have led to Boo, but it didn't. But like they at least gave us that Boo is around in his timeline, but he just isn't released. I don't actually. I'm curious to what now. Well, would he be gone or revived? I still like to think
Mm-hmm.
that Trunks is universe. Oh, they brought it. They brought everything back. I like to think that Trunks is actual universe and everything is back, because his god
Right.
of destruction and all that's back. I just don't know if he's there now due to that wish. I would like to think that Bobbity and them would be have been revived with that, because this is the Super Dragon Balls we're talking about. They didn't miss. I don't know. They specifically just asked to bring back every universe that was destroyed. They
Right.
didn't have any specific. So that's my thing. Everyone had to have come back, including Frost. But Frost may be a different thing because he was wiped out by the Omni Kick personally. But like, I'm not gonna go so far as to say Zamasu and them are back, but they should be technically, right? They made for all the universes to come back. They didn't specifically state, but then again, I don't know. Their deaths are different. They didn't specifically ask for to bring back people, but so you never know. But that's my feeling. Like Trunks' time is back. Uh, like the Omni King may have destroyed whatever he destroyed with that galaxy. He didn't destroy the whole thing. Or that planet. Or whatever the fuck. But, Trunks for some reason could have gone somewhere else within his own universe. Or timeline. This is a different timeline, not universe.
True.
Which is what I always thought that Trunks here. But then they introduced us that Trunks going to the future is a different timeline. So that's why I'm always thinking about. Like, that's what I have a hard time, like, with understanding all that. It's like Zamasu and all them, even though they time travel. But they've introduced multiverses as different timelines. Even though it's technically time travel, Trunks should not be in a different time or a different universe. It's weird to me. Still is. Same with Cell. I'm curious to what the life was like, even though it was desolate and Trunks was killed in that timeline for that Cell, our Cell, the one that I wonder what that universe was like for Goku and them. Besides that whatever happened with you know, wonder if he died from the heart virus of the androids, or if, or what. But that's why I was like very confused as how was Zamasu getting Goku's body, because I always thought that timeline was dead, but he went back in time, and it's not a different universe. That's why they explain that to Gowasu. It's Trunks' Goku Black, not a different universe Zamasu. Hmm. I do also like that they give us the buildup of why Zamasu turned bad. Is that he had that encounter with Goku and hates
Mm-hmm.
mortals, but this time around he wasn't wiped out.
Right.
That makes me wonder why did Goku meet him and not have some Beerus with him, because Beerus would have wiped him out, unless he had a nicer Beerus for some reason. Enjoying your emotes there, Mercer's twerking in my chat.
Why would she twerk
With
on
with the
me?
twerk, he's twerking a bunny. He's doing it. He has a bunny twerk emote. He's twerking in my chat right now. How dare you, Mercy?
I wish he'd
Jake.
twerk on me.
It's a streamer that I like to watch.
No, there's a lot of great
She's
emotes.
Canadian.
Ah, Supply says hello on Discord. Join us, Supply.
Yes.
Can someone mention? Can someone talk to him? I just saw that Supply said hello on Discord because it popped up on my screen. So have him come in if he isn't, or at least tell him I said hello. So I'm fighting him right now. If I can.
I'm fighting with a kid.
Oh, nice.
The shit out of children. That's why I love you.
Wait,
I love
Xenoverse?
you.
Wait, who are you fighting in Xenoverse? Or Legends, rather.
It's Go Time versus 17.
Oh. Oh, okay. Wait, which 17?
DBZ.
Ah, okay. So Cell Games, or pre-Cell Games. Android Saga 17, right?
Yep.
Ah, okay. Because it could have been Boo Arc 17.
It ain't over yet.
Oh, what are you, Trunks? Or Mega Man? Or Zero
No, it's
from Mega Man?
Gogeta. No,
Is that-
it ain't over yet.
Zero says the same thing from Mega Man X.
Uh,
And 4, Mega Man X4. It ain't when you're about to die. It ain't, or close to half health. It ain't over yet. I always hated that because it added, as a kid, that always like, shut up, you're making me worry about it now.
I'm about to use the children as a fucking shield.
Kind of like how Pokemon always
Yes,
went
beat the
when you're dying. I'm like, stop.
Yay! Goten die.
Wow. I'm ready for Goten and Trunks to fuck up something in the new movie, even though they're older. Because they're not going to be, apparently, it's Piccolo and Gohan's time to shine, because Piccolo gets a new form, somehow. Even though I don't think Piccolo ever stopped training or meditating. I don't know where this kind of form is coming from. But I'm glad that they're doing it, I just hope it's more believable than God Blue. That kind of came out of nowhere. Like, at that point, I was more happy for Vegeta to get it and God. And, you know, a lot of the forms that have been coming out of kind of nowhere, like Ultra Ego, but at least his stated how he's getting it. God Blue and Red for him never were shown. But either way, he's still, it's literally, it's not that hard to understand. It's literally God Blue is just, God is their new base for the God key, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. It's literally that, but Super Saiyan. Hence why the name. So it's not unbelievable.
Bombs away.
It's not that unbelievable. I just wish you saw it. At least they show them training with Whis, but you never see them obtaining it or how. Or if they take a similar key from Goku's knowledge of God and adding Super Saiyan to it, or if it's literally different than that. Because it's not them just turning Super Saiyan while in God mode, because they're going this from base. Because, like, you know how they can skip forms, they don't have to go straight to 1, 2, 3, they can skip. So are they literally just adding actual Super Saiyan onto this? Or is this how's the... I never really understood the process of it. I know that's what it is. It's God going Super Saiyan. But also, like, Vegeta must have did the ritual, too. And I know he stated in the movie that he's the next one, but when would they have done this and why? Just randomly. Did they just do this out of nowhere? And
They could have just shoved it out of Vegeta's ass and say, here you go.
like, they didn't need Shenron to do it. They just needed to know how to do it. So they could just do it.
Is the Omni King technically more powerful than Shenron?
Yes.
Yes.
By a mile.
Whoa,
Like, a lot... okay,
Super Shenron.
here's the thing. Shenron is Shenron's wise. Porunga and them are wise. They're not really... They're strong enough to make wishes. They're not fighter strong. King Piccolo, killed Shenron. Like,
Oh,
and
am I about
and
to
and
die?
Kami and Kami
Yes.
is the creator of Shenron, that is.
Oh.
King Piccolo and Kami are one being. It's just that King Piccolo is the fighter variant. Kami is the more wizardy variant. Kind of like how Dende can heal and all that. He's not a fighter. He's of the Dragon Clan. he got the ability to heal through Guru, but him and Kami were born of a certain portion of Namekians that can make Dragon Balls. Like, Dende got that from Guru. Kami was born this way naturally. That's why Dende's the new guardian of Earth. Because, here's the thing, Dende grew, like, friends with Krillin and Gohan, and Guru gave him the ability to become this, is what he is. And he's now able to heal. Thing is, why did I tell him he's immortal? Bitch, I'm immortal!
I will
Question. Do Namekians bleed? And what color?
Yes. Well,
It's
normal?
purple.
No, it's purple, no. Not. I was just gonna say, do they bleed? I cut you off. No, they don't bleed normal color, but yes, they bleed. Unless, depending on the dub, or whatever, because I've seen red blood.
Yeah.
Or not
it's
dub.
kinda-
That's not, that's not
Bleeds
really.
red blood.
Well, it depends. It can depend, really, honestly. Does Frieza actively? I haven't really seen Dragon Ball Z in a long time. I know Piccolo for a fact bleeds purple blood, or red, depending on what you're watching. Or they don't bleed at all, I think, in 4Kids version. Much.
Yeah, Super didn't get shot in the head,
Supers has a lot less blood, too.
sadly.
And, well, that's a different time period with that, and it's released on Sundays. If it was back then, it would be a little bit more. But then again, Dragon Ball was never really known for a lot of brutality, but you may, like, rarely see what you saw in Dragon Ball, though. Times have changed. You won't be seeing a lot of... You'll be seeing Roshi being perverted, but you won't be seeing Bulma being flashed anytime soon. Or penises, or whatever the fuck. I mean, you may see some of that more than that, but it's times have changed, so you're not going to be seeing a lot of
I was watching was doing a Vegeta voice, was acting like Vegeta, and there was this thing above his head, and he was trying to find himself, basically Vegeta in it, and it stopped at Bulma, but before it stops at Bulma, he's like, I'm pretty sure I'm not in this. And then it stops at Bulma, he's like, but I was in that.
Kakarot's. That's a brief.
That's a
That's my brief grade 8 Vegeta. Kakarot. It was much more involved because I was reading dialogue, but that really murdered my throat. That's my voice acting for him. Versus TFS's version, it's hey, and then it's Vegeta, and then it's or shut up.
Nappa was already dead when Vegeta
transformed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like my voice for Nappa is based on a bridge. My voice for Vegeta, which is accurate, it's over 9,000. Ah! But I can't really do his voice well without saying that. Nappa's is easier for me.
Yeah,
Hey, Vegeta.
is just that one line.
And yeah, no, I can't really... My voice acting for Vegeta on... If you go watch my Attack of the Saiyans playthrough, if you haven't already, it's probably not going to be that good because talking and long-winded strings for that voice... I'm not a voice actor. But, like, I can do... Nappa's, I think I did Nappa's voice, too. I can do, hey, Vegeta, or whatever dialogue. Because it's literally ripped from the anime. Word for word. Aside from the additional filler that the game added, that is noted stuff that's in the series but isn't shown, so they made filler within filler. For instance, like they had a bit where Tien goes and, well, this is filler entirely. They had Tien go to wherever Mutaito trained, which is Master Roshi's master, and learn how to do the Mappa. And I'm like, okay.
Is he as perverted as Roshi?
No. He's not ever shown canonically. But there's a brief flashback that Popo puts Goku through. Well, not really a flashback. They put him in the pendulum room where he goes back in time and he meets Roshi as a teenager or whatever, and then he meets Shen and he meets Mutaito, the guy he's Mutaito. The only mention of Mutaito canonically is that he's the one that sealed King Piccolo away in the rice cooker. And died. The Mappa actually is kind of like the Kaioken, where if you use it, it can harm your body. And Roshi died because of this during that fight, because he tried to seal him away and failed, and he ended up costing his life. Then they kind of did that in Super and did nothing with it. Oh yeah, Goku forgot the seal. So
Question.
bad. Wow.
Was Roshi that perverted when he was a teenager too?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Creepy too. He had a girl in that filler flashback, or not flashback, but that filler episode. He had a girl that he was like being not as creepy as he can be, but he still, you could see him do that like that giggle, that he gets all blushy and does that. He has perverted thoughts. Yeah, he's the same. Yeah, he has that like that weird laugh that he still does. He has the blushy face, the face. You can see it all. And he has perverted thoughts about, you know, getting with a girl. And even by just like, it could just be like, oh, I want to be her boyfriend and not have, he automatically goes perverted thoughts. Like he's like drooling.
Like an idea when you come over here, JJ.
Yeah, but you actually have a relationship. This guy is, this is creepy. And he doesn't even like, I don't know, it's different, I guess. Kind of like how he literally told the girl that he fought, the one that was the shaman one in the Term of Power, that he was resisting her. Like, he would have... His actions with Yuri, the girl, Yurin, and, War, when she was changed into a girl, was creepy. This wasn't Roshi at all. This was straight up on the levels of rape. Go watch. He's literally carrying him around. And for Poir literally was like, I don't know what he did to Poir. The girl Yurin in the Super episode, she was literally like carrying her around and being creepy mode. I'm like, dude. And then like when he fought the girl, he's like, said something about resisting his urges. I'm like, what urges are you resisting, dude?
To become a pedophile?
Not just a pedophile. A lot of these people are older than him. Some of the ones in the Term of Power, probably. These, whatever, they're at least of age. But, like, with Yeti, and I don't know if she's of age. But same with Bulma at the time. A lot of what he's done to Bulma, she was underage. He still fucks with both her and Chi-Chi. He even stated that if certain characters were older, he would have messed with them. Chi-Chi's younger than Bulma, so he'd left her alone, which is still creepy because she's not that much younger. Because Bulma was 15 throughout most of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And Chi-Chi and Goku are like, in the first tournament, it's mentioned that Goku's 12. And so Chi-Chi's the same age as him. And so, like, he's left her alone from the, you know, when you first meet her and all that. And that was before, that, you know, that was before any major time skip, so Chi-Chi wasn't an adult. And even then, Goku, at the end of Z, he's 18. Like, it's still...
I have a question.
Huh.
Are the people of Universe 2 human?
Rebrand in them?
Yeah, are they human?
I don't think so, no. I don't know if that's their equivalent of actual, like, human beings, but they don't live on Earth, if that's what you mean.
I know, are they just bio-androids?
Oh, no, they're living, breathing people.
I thought they were androids, because they have human form.
Yeah, they're weird. Yeah, no, I think they're living.
Maybe they're like the version of 21, maybe?
I believe Rebrienne and all of them are actual poor, not, they're living and breathing mortal, from most of my knowledge. They never state. I can see where you're coming from, but I think that's just them. I don't know if I don't even know what they are race-wise. I don't know if they're all even the same race. Who knows? They may not even all be the same race because they don't look like each other at all. Not that, you know, like not being related, but like they don't look alike at all. They have different looks to them, and also different abilities. You would think that if they all were related via race or whatever, they would have similar transformational abilities, but they all transform into different things. And I get that, but all the Sailor Scouts transformed into the same shit, just different planets with different abilities. These girls changed into, like, one Rebian became whatever the fuck she became, and then giant. And then we got Kankunza, who became the cat thing, and then we had Rose, who had the quick hands.
She would be very popular in prison.
Her abilities were actually kind of unique. But my favorite fight was 17 for Kankunza.
Yep.
Easily the best fight. He did so good in that. I find her the most, like, Rebrand's the only real annoying one, but, well, everyone but those two. Everyone else were annoying but those two. I liked Kakunza, Rosie. She was actually not a bad fighter. She just fought against Goku. Kakunza was actually cool though. Fucking Ribrianne. I'm glad 18 punched the shit out of her. I go more off the anime. Here's the thing: I haven't read this manga enough. I'm going more off the show, and that's really personally though the manga. Like I love reading like manga. It's fun, but like personally, half the time when I watch shit, it's usually on for noise. So half the time I'd be watching Dragon Ball in general or anime in general. It's on in the background. I'm not always paying attention, but when I was watching Super, I was actively. So I have not. I don't even think I really played. Aside from some of the movies, I haven't even played the DVDs that I own of them. Just because I'm so more focused on gaming. I've watched a lot of anime and it's kind of again, I've never really been that big into watching things, so I don't watch anime as much as I used to, and I don't really have the patience. And if I'm gonna watch it now, it's gonna be just online. It's just easier.
True.
It's just easier. I don't have to get up and put a disc in every time. Yeah, before when I had like no job and no personal, much less of a personal life despite dating, I wasn't streaming as heavy. I was not streaming at all, and my YouTube wasn't exactly something I had that much investment into yet because I didn't have a job or anything. So I was just starting out with very bad amounts of gear, like a Roxio player, my webcam. I wasn't really that invested into YouTube until I moved. That's when things really started to kick off for me because I actually had the time more because I didn't have any friends out there. And then Chick-fil-A, while I worked 8 hours, it wasn't as demanding as Sears. To be fair though, my knees hurt more from standing in one spot than moving around. That's why I preferred Sears more than that. Ow! As much as I love the money increase, and fuck you, Chick-fil-A. I did everything for you, and you only gave me $9.59, you bitches. Now you're apparently at 15? Well, inflation. But they were at 12 before I left. Before they fired me. They still fucked me over well before me buying them. Cut my hours down, shafted my money, never gave me full money what I deserved, just because I failed some tests to try to rank up, and this was after they gave everyone, and that was originally to get a raise, and then they gave everyone a permanent raise to 12! What me? You don't do that. I may not be the best with knowing, oh, you missed me. With knowing stuff like sales stuff, like, because there were some sales questions on, like, certain things, and I don't know that stuff.
Right.
Because I don't care. I'm working in the back, I'm not dealing with that, I'm not gonna memorize that. Like, I barely even knew what the prices were, what I was giving, what I was making, because I don't care about that, that's not important to me, because that's my observation at work. I'm just doing my job.
Right.
I make shit. I cooked fries. I didn't make anything. I cooked fries. I knew the whole kitchen, but I cooked fries. That was where I mainly did. And then I somehow got worse. You could see the stress was making me do worse because of what they were doing. So it wasn't something I was like, I wasn't actively doing worse, like trying to. I was trying to keep up. But here's the thing: fast food is a little too fast for me. It's a lot. Even if I was just doing fries. Like, I have a hard time keeping up with demand. Like, if they want salt, no salt, they want this fresh right then and there, I have to put down a certain amount of bags in a certain manner of rhythm. I can't just put down shit willy-nilly. Like, a lot of that's hard for me to get all down. And then especially if I'm dealing with sandwiches where I gotta, like, people want this, and on it, and I gotta make ones with lettuce, tomatoes, and all that. I gotta put some without, some with this, some with that, and just make it all in a timely manner. And then you go in order from the earliest to newest, and it's just half the time, like, I just have my body, it's a rhythm, and my body just couldn't get in that rhythm. So they unfortunately shafted me eventually. I get it, yes, but they kept me still instead of, like, and then they eventually took me up and made me, like, the cleaner of the back, and then I knew that's when my shit was going downhill, and then eventually they started to shaft my hours a bit, but this was after about a week. But then before they started to shaft my hours, they were just taking my work away from me and make me clean, and I just stopped caring. And then I eventually just got caught with me, and then me and the guy that I bought it off of got fired, and they took me to court. I won. Not for weed. They took me to court for unemployment. I won. Because they didn't file their paper in time. I would have probably been in far worse position, then. If I didn't win. Not like I ever fucked up, though, because of weed. I was just buying it. Yeah, buying it there, but the guy never wanted to make it easier on me. I was trying to have him do it in many other ways, of coming to me, or we meet somewhere, but... Because of my knowledge of PA, I don't know where I'm going. I didn't have a car then either. I couldn't just go out. But if it was Illinois, I definitely would be able to walk most of my dealerships. What about repression? What's happened? What is happening? I don't know. No, like I'm getting moments on this boss where I'm doing okay and then not doing okay. But what about depression?
No, something that might be pretty huge. I have a PhD. Pretty huge.
Dick.
Nah, I put depression. Pretty huge depression.
Well, that's what I thought you were saying. I didn't know if this was part of the same conversation. That's why you were saying depression.
PhD.
That's where I used it.
Pretty huge depression.
I can reference Johnny Bravo. Hey, I heard you were looking for a stud. I have the STD. All I need is you. That's an actual line.
Are you serious?
Someone pointed that out and posted online somewhere. I'm like, is that actually a real line? Because I haven't seen Johnny Bravo since I was a kid, so even I didn't know that was an actual line. But yes, it's one of his pickup lines. Yeah. There's also going back and watching Pokemon several years back. Brock has a line where he states that he would let Officer Jenny violate his rights. Oh yes.
What the fuck?
Oh yes. And yes. Yeah. There's also a portion in the comic, while I can't tell you if the comic's anything like how Super is, because these are more of spin-offs, because there's one that's based on the actual adventures of Ash. We all know Ash, and that is not, like, the real canon. The games are the canon. But they also have manga for Red in them. But this is the Electric Tales of Pikachu. There's a scene where Misty is bathing, and she says that she wishes her body would evolve. Yeah. Pokemon's never been shy of things. It's anime, all medium, like, you know, the Ren and Stimpy, all of that shit's gonna be dirty. But, like, there is a time and a place. Like, even DBZ doesn't do that horrendously. Pokemon makes a lot of dirtier jokes than some of what Dragon Ball has done. Roshi tries to molest women, but, like, having shit like Brock stating he would let an older woman rape him or have sex with him, or Misty talking about how she wishes her boobs would grow bigger, or that's kind of weird to me, versus Bulma being flashed or Goku's tiny pecker being shown. How you doing, B? Then again, though, Akira Toriyama's doing it for comedic effect, not to be perverted and weird, even though Roshi takes it a little far. I think they've taken it a little far with Roshi. He's become creepy now at this point. Before, it wasn't even that bad. It was more like he would grab their ass and shit, or 18's boobs, and we all know how that turned out for him. Oh, he is a lucky man. I love that no one, like, really cares except for the women. Like, if it were me, I would have had him dead by that point.
Right.
Especially Vegeta, you would think. Like, Krillin didn't even do anything. If we're me, yeah, Master Roshi, despite friendship, that would, I would beat the shit out of him if he was touching my girlfriend or wife.
We all would.
I just don't get how he, like, all they get out of it is a punch. How are they all friends with him still? Especially the wives. I can tell 18 despises him. Like, she's not the type of person that, like, Bulma and them, who still would invite him around. I can tell that if anyone would despise him, it would be 18. But even then, like, she'd be the one to kill him more than anyone. That or Bulma. Chi-Chi, yes, but, like, I think those two have a bigger... I don't know. Chi-Chi's a bitch, but she's more calm compared to some of the females that can. She has balls. They all have balls. Chi-Chi's bitch smack Boo. Like, my goodness. I know she has balls, but I didn't think she had almost balls. I think that's like the... Besides her going up to Zamas and flirting with her, Chi-Chi's act on Boo, that and Bulma's smack on Beerus, man, like, those are like the worst things they've ever done in terms of that. Like, oh no.
Then didn't Beerus smack her back, and that's what
Yeah,
triggered
yes.
Vegeta?
Yes.
Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta.
Because that's how goofy Beerus is, though, is that he won't be an asshole, but he'll literally do the same thing you did on him. It's like, you bitch smack me, boom. They straight up
So if I would've hugged Beerus,
straight up
would you
Will
hug me
Smith
back?
her.
No,
Straight up.
more like Hakayu from Existence.
Oh no, Beerus was. They were lucky he didn't. He could have. He actually had it. He actually was doing it when Goku was fighting him in space. He was about to do it, but he would never have done it.
I'm surprised Beerus didn't Hakayu Yamcha one time.
Why? What happened? I don't remember off the
He
top of
put
my
an
head.
arm around him, remember?
Oh yes. Yeah. No. There's gonna be scenes that I mean, like, that don't recall until you mention it. Yeah. Not just that though, with Boo too. Like, Boo, like, didn't want to give him food. That's his big thing. That's both their gimmick is food. So I'm surprised. Like, the whole fight was started because of Boo. He didn't even fight Boo that much. He kind of just, well, he's too strong, but he knocked Boo out and that's it. But like, I'm surprised it didn't straight up result in him murdering him outright, considering who he is. Like, he murdered, what are that one planet from the Battle of Gods that he murdered, wiped out because their food was bad. And they tried poisoning him. I forgot the name. I don't know the name of the race, but it's those weird slug guys that they had. That, like, he murdered them outright and several other planets just for being whatever. But Earth, yeah, it's because plot device. But still, like, they're lucky they didn't. My point is, it doesn't feel as believable. Because Beerus would have destroyed Earth right then and there, if it weren't for plot device.
Now he just has a soft spot for the planet.
Yep, he claims he doesn't like Goku and them or try to hide and try to be an asshole about it, but he really does. Goku has this nature kind of like Naruto where he changes everybody, and he's gotten to Beerus too. Whis can't intervene, but Whis is awesome.
I thought Whis was a chick.
Well, he's flamboyant. He's probably one of the more flamboyant characters. Yes.
Nah, he's gay as hell.
Probably.
No,
But
that's what his voice actor is. He's gay.
Is it?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, but even with voice acting, they do give you a direction with how they want the character to play. Again, a Dragon Ball is a melting pot, so it's gonna have very flamboyant. It's gonna be a lot of your people that he makes like have hit home with like actual reality, like different stereotypes or whatever. Like, yeah, you know, you got your gay Zarbon, you got gay aliens like Zarbon, stuff like that.
Oh my.
Then you got your Power Rangers with the Ginyu Force. Then you got your Universe 2s, because he's also married to Sailor Moon's artist. You got that stuff. Or I don't know if they are actively still or not, but I thought I heard that they were. Either way, you got that. You got a lot of different gimmicks that Dragon Ball's full of. Ooh my. Is that GT again?
Yes.
Yeah. I love GT's Japanese music. That and I love the Welcome to the Grand T.
I don't like that much furry. I don't know why.
No, but no, Dragon Ball's or Dragon Ball GT's like Japanese theme, as well as I really like a lot of Dragon Ball's music in general. Super has some really good Japanese music. I really enjoyed Dragon Soul. I really enjoyed the Limit X Brick Survivor for Turn of Powers theme. I really like a lot of those. They're really good. I'm a big fan of intros. I have them, like, a lot of Naruto music, a lot of Dragon Ball music. I have Pokemon music, Inuyasha music. I've even bought physical copies of some of these, like Inuyasha's CDs I bought. Pokemon I grew up with though, so I had like 2 be a master and stuff like that. DBZs I bought online, like the Bruce
Oh.
Faulkner tracks, and then the others I found off on just downloaded illegally, I guess. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed a lot of Dragon Ball music, even if it was copyrighted for Bruce Faulkner. Then like a lot of the actual songs for nowadays I like too with Super. Ow. Ow, okay, I can't attack during that. I gotta read when that's gonna happen.
Damn it, this shit hurts.
What does?
The fucking arthritis in my hip. This shit hurts.
Oh. I'm surprised I don't have arthritis from all the years of game with handheld specifically. And just because, I don't know, I don't really...
Can cracking your knuckles give you arthritis?
No, it can't. It's been
No.
proven. No, it's been proven it can't. It actually helps.
You're just releasing air from your hand.
It actually helps. I don't know about if it helps arthritis, but it's actually good. It actually can be beneficial. But no, it's been proven it doesn't. Well, I mean, technically I don't know
cracking your
this or that. No, it's not. No, you can't with cracking your body parts in general. No. You can harm yourself, yes, by like pulling a muscle or even injuring your neck. But this is different reasons. Not, oh, you got arthritis, now you can't move your body. You can harm yourself for different reasons. Like I've seen people like crack their neck by like shaking their neck. That can be done wrong. I can only crack my neck by like actively using my hand or like stuff like that. I can't.
Like gently pushing on your chin.
Yeah, I can't shake my neck. I tried it and tried this now and shook my headphones off. But yeah.
Oh, I just cracked my neck.
I do it where
eyes.
the way I do it is differently. Oh. Ah. Oh. I like do like circle motions with my neck to crack it, or put it tilt to the side like that.
I like to have earbuds because I like to bang my head when I listen to like Metallica and shit.
When it comes to actually listening to music, I prefer earbuds with the hook to go around your ear because earbuds
so
don't
I
stay
can,
in
like,
mine.
bang my head.
Earbuds don't stay in my ear because I've lost several pairs of earbuds at work or elsewhere because of it. And they're small. But yeah, no, I do prefer earbuds over headphones like mine. The ones I'm wearing, stuff like that for music.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But when I'm just chilling here talking, I prefer the,
Headset.
Right.
yeah.
Well, mine's connected to the computer. I don't like small headphones for that either. Yeah, no. For my streaming setup, no.
No, honestly, I've been talking to you so much now it's getting to the point where you're not even a streamer to me anymore. You're just my friend.
I'm glad. I'm
got-
glad you
it's
don't.
got
I'm
to
glad
that point.
you're gotten.
I rarely talk to King, so whenever I talk to him, it just feels like I'm talking to.
Well, that's how I feel. That's how I felt with Chocolate Chip, though. Like, not that we're close, but I feel as a lot of those guys are friends, not just streamers.
Like I've actually I've only called King once.
But, well, and I appreciate that, and I never meant for that to happen. I feel bad, but I know you still are like good friends with him, and I'm not stealing you, but it's just like I don't know how it happened. I never did anything like besides be myself, but like, and I appreciate you greatly, Mercer. I really do. Like I said, you're the first person that really just started talking to me besides by Axel Saucer, and even then, like, he's not saying that he doesn't watch my stuff because that's far from the truth. It's just like you've been here, like he's busy and he's younger, but he like it's slowed down since I ended playing Pokemon, and I'm sure it'll pick up a little bit more when Pokemon returns, but like still he's younger. But like you've been talking to me straight, whether you're actually watching or not, or even if the game is something you're into, you actually ask me things or got into games that I like, Dead Rising.
And shows.
And now I got you into Dragon Ball and Abridged, or more than you were, and now you're into Abridged, and now you have your boyfriend who also is into Dragon Ball, so you are branching me out and opening me up more because you're bringing people into my life who actually is into what I'm into. If you weren't into anime that much, it would be hard to, and I can definitely understand that. Even if I don't watch a lot of what you do or play what you do, you're even invested enough to request a game. A lot of people probably have left and don't watch because of how long it's taken me to get through my games.
Here's the thing. I like to see people's reactions to Prototype.
Well, that's good, and that's good.
So far, I've had really good reactions.
And that's good because a lot of people who've been waiting for some of the games, I don't know. I know I've seen some pop in here and there, and then my guy Damien watched the whole Resident Evil, but like a lot of the people probably don't watch just because of how long it's been taking me to get through that list, or they waited for a game that I promised that I would do for them as a gimmick. Yeah, and then it's still there. It's just the way my style of playing games is, or just my like I have a thing where if I don't enjoy it, or if I'm in the mood for something, it's hard to play it. You know what I mean?
My phone just died.
So Brett, honestly, you're gonna fly through Prototype relatively easily. It's
Are they
not really that
actively-
long of a game.
Oh, okay. I was
It's
gonna
not that
ask
long of a
how
game.
many hours is an average, not so much yours, but an average beat time. A speed run. A speed run.
I could beat Prototype 2 within at least a day.
Okay, so is that an average? So 24 hours, give or take, is that an average of the actual length, or is that like a speed run?
That's just me casually playing.
Casually, okay, that's what I mean. Yes, casually.
Like,
so okay,
not even like trying. Like today, I took a small little break from playing Prototype 2 because I was playing Destiny a lot.
and that's just your casual.
And normally and it doesn't really take me that long to beat Prototype.
And that's just one person's casual playtime. It could be faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My phone just died. I'm back.
If I look it up, it'll probably it'll tell you there. If you look up like
Yeah,
average
so,
playtime, you can find that online.
Yeah, I'll look up.
I'm gonna be honest, Dead Rising is not even that long itself. It's just based off actual. You need to wait actual real life hours. Like, you can't beat you. I've beaten that game almost in a night, but it would take you all night because of just the time it takes.
Baby.
Prototype 2, just playing through the story, is 10 hours.
Sure.
Platinuming it is 19 hours.
Okay, that's the fastest
That's
platinum.
Prototype
Okay,
2.
that's one of the fastest you can platinum it, and that's with actually knowing the game. Okay.
Prototype 1 is standard, played through all of the story without doing any of the side shit and platinuming it, 11 hours. A little longer than 2. And then the 100% platinuming is 30 and a half minutes.
I don't know how long it took me, but I don't know if I did it all in one like play session series where it lasts like a day or two. But when Dead Rising first released on PS4, I nearly platinumed the whole thing besides 5 and 7 Days Survivor in one like play through of it. Meaning like I didn't stop playing it aside from like getting off for the night or whatever. I didn't quit and come back to it. I did it all in one, like, you know what I mean. And I nearly platinumed it. That's pretty fast. That's just how I know the game. And I can still do 5 and 7 Days Survivor. While I haven't done enough of that, I can look up where all the shit, where what times things appear, but I can easily get all that from the ground up at level 1 to 50, get every achievement, and then go do those and have that all done, and literally... And that's going to take 12 hours of straight footage. Plus, the game with Dead Rising's time thing, you need to wait 2 hours in real life time for a lot of the scoops, which is a day in the game. So you do have to wait actual day time. You know what I mean? You can't just... It's not like Prototype where you could just breeze through it. Certain things do certain events. This game you actually have to wait real time. So that... But if it didn't, I would have had Dead Rising... You can easily beat Dead Rising in less than a few hours. If it didn't have that mechanic of time. I'm assuming DR4 can be beaten pretty quickly. I would assume...
So how long does it took you to beat a game?
Me, probably. It depends on the game. Like, old games are like a couple hours, so I could probably... If I was good enough at Mega Man X, I can easily beat that game in a couple hours. And Mega Man has always been hailed as slightly difficulter, but Mega Man X is like the one I got good at, and it's actually one of the easier ones. I can beat that. I've beaten that on stream in less than my normal stream time. Like my average stream time is like what, 6 to 10 hours or more now. I've beaten Mega Man X on stream and also on recording, probably in like an hour or two. Maybe a little bit more than that, but it's definitely under 5 hours. That's not as good as some people know, but that's definitely like quick because it's not a long game. But if prototype is average length is 10 hours, then if I get good at it, I can easily beat it in under that. Depending on if I rush it.
Alright.
As for Souls, I always play that game casually. Like, I'll look for everything, so I usually don't beat that thing quick. However, my first playthrough is my slowest because I search the most. So I can beat Dark Souls 1 faster now than I ever could. Elden Ring's probably going to be a little bit faster as I progress, but I'm still going to be collecting as much as I can. The only reason why is just I'm going to be better at bosses. Ow. It says that and I get fucking fucked by lightning. Ow. Not like I don't know these attacks, I just didn't expect that teleport there! And I keep forgetting that this has an AoE.
Han, what are you doing tomorrow?
I thought I was out of that. I was about to jump.
Wait, what did you say, Han?
Mercer even talking? Is that your TV? Or phone?
Fine.
No, okay, then that's it. Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't answer sometimes. I know he's focused, but it makes me feel like he's gone sometimes.
I know.
Oh yeah, I see now it's him. I have you guys on my, like, you guys are, I could see you guys on my game, like, the overlay, but I didn't even pay attention to that. I keep forgetting that that's there sometimes. If you don't know, Discord can appear on your game as an overlay on PC sometimes.
Right.
So I see you guys. I don't even really know how it does that, because sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. It's not like I do anything to make it appear, it just does. Which, also, because I'm not recording my screen, like, directly, the way I'm showing my screen isn't actively capturing, like, the screen, it's capturing the game itself, so it's not it doesn't show you guys on my stream. Not that it matters.
Right.
But if I was actively streaming my screen, that would be different. I don't like streaming that way, because then, like, I play Windows mode because I don't want to alt-tab. I know there's probably easier ways of dealing with it, but I don't want to have to alt-tab, and I want to be able to go between two of my screens. And so yeah, like, it would show the top of the game, the white bar at the top of the game, and I don't want that. So I usually stream it this way. Whether or not it's the perfectest way, I don't know, but it's still a thing, it's a setting you can, or it's a option in your sources you can add, so I'm doing it. I'm, not that I am, but I treat this as like an art form, and I'm an artist still. Like, I'm not good at drawing. I never was good at drawing, no matter how much I tried. I'm not great at detailing, but I always, video making, content creation is an art form. And I love it. Whether or not I'm actively, like, I'm not crazy as in, like, some, like, crazy YouTubers who are amazing at what they do, like, work-wise, and the amount of work they put into it. I just highlight my shit. Never was I good at YouTube's, like, editing anyway, and, like, I never really edited great, because well, that much. Just, what I wanted to cut out was load screens. I wanted to show everything as a collection. Even, like, it's like me collecting figurines. To me, that's how it feels to me. Like, I like to have that documented. That's my thinking. That's why. I don't really, unless I die, like, all these attempts, I would show, like, a bunch of attempts on this boss, for instance, in editing form, and then I would cut out all my losses up until I win, or, you know, whatever, several losses before I win. And then that's how I would do it. So I would die like maybe 5 or 6 times on a boss, and then edit out every other attempt leading to and from him, and then show my winning victory. And then I always, like, stopped talking during cutscenes, or I would, if I didn't use a webcam the whole time, but when I started using a webcam, I would bring that down. And then it was different. I was recording from a program, so I wasn't using OBS. at the time because I don't think my computer could handle recording with OBS. Otherwise, I could have my recordings look like how how my streams do. Which, if I knew about that and had a better setup, I would prefer using OBS as a way to record because you know my program for Roxio or Elgato are very finicky. They have issues. They like ugh.
Close your eyes and open them again quickly. His figure is no longer there. Stay. If he's still coming, well, it's you.
But I
Wait,
never,
who's still coming?
everyone's coming.
Calm Mountain.
Man of ritual.
What?
For this game, you can call on
A Calm Fountain.
What?
Now he
Nothing.
talks.
I was just making an idiot move. But anyways, Han, what are you doing tomorrow?
I said, I don't know.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
If you said something when he asked you, we didn't hear you at all. All we heard was talking from your TV. And we've actually been talking, and you haven't responded to any, like, not, you know, anything we were saying. But yeah. You do that sometimes, Mercer. He'll ask what's up or whatever, and you just ignore it.
Oh, my bad.
Sometimes I'll think you walk. No, things. At times I think you walk away without saying anything, too, because you just ignore it for long stretches, and then you don't add anything to the conversation, which, you know, we just had an entire conversation. And you didn't say a damn thing. It's fine. I'm not saying your fault. I'm just saying, like, it does happen, and that's why he was asked. That's why he repeated it. Whether or not you actively said anything, I didn't hear it. But there, you do that.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man.
You're fine.
It's all good, man. A lot of times I will, like, take time to answer, and sometimes you'll have to respond and say it again, and I'll be like, I did hear you, sorry. And it happens. And we do talk over each other a lot, too, so, I mean, there's a lot of issues when you're talking to people. That's why it can get monotonous when there's, like, 5 of us. I love the consistent talking to somebody, because I've never had this with anything besides Zero, and even that wasn't always consistent. And that's a friend. This is a viewer. It's a total different level. You are a friend now with, you know, same with Al and all that, but even them, like, I never really talked to them on Discord that much, and I love that. I appreciate that Al is, and plus, though, I also didn't always have Discord, but still, it started with Tom and me. That was the whole thing. And then, yeah, it grew from there with talking to people. Fuck! What am I doing? My rolls are so early. What am I doing? And sporadic.
Imagine 21.
I think she's hot. I actually find her more attractive than that for some weird kink. Oh! No, but she is dead sexy in her human form, too. I almost forgot to mention her as one of my favorite females, because if you want to count her, I count her, I guess, more canon than any other video game villain, because, like, yeah, they do give backstories to people, but they're actively making it feel more hit home and believable that she is the relationship's mother and husband to, or husband, yes, wife to Jiro and 16. So I was like, okay, that feels more believable than some of the other villains that have any history with the characters or whatever cast. Cause like Raditz, exact as another one that feels more believable versus other movie villains. Like Frieza's brother Cooler doesn't feel as believable as, say, Cold being the actual canon. But like stuff like that. So it feels believable that 18 can, or 21, I can't talk. Android 21 can be a canon character. I just don't want to count them because they're not in the actual medium. That's why, like, Tarble is not canon to me, even though, like, he's been mentioned in Battle of Gods. He hasn't been shown. I don't care, because they could just add that they could just add that line in. That may not always mean anything. Until he's shown, that's why Broly was never canon for me, until now. Same thing with Gogeta, even though the form itself, like, the fusion itself is canon, but it could be technically, they could easily make it something else. But they're probably not. If they ever do it, they probably won't because it's established at this point. It still is a canon to Toei, not Akira. I mean, he has input on a lot of GT, but it's not his story with their liberty. Same thing with AF. Like there's got to be some influence because Akira is the one who started Dragon Ball, so a lot of what the fan stuff that Toyotaro's done is influenced from him, but I don't consider that canon.
Right.
But whatever work he's done on fighters and her in general, there's a lot of his work going into games like, you know, fighters and or Xenoverse with character designs, Toa and Mira and them and all. I don't consider any of them technically canon, even though they have all history with the characters, or she has history with Deborah being his sister and all stuff like that. Like
Right.
I never knew that until Xenoverse though, because I never encountered her in DBO. But like, yeah. Same thing with 21 though. I've never beat fighters, so I don't recall ever hear. And it's been a while too. So when you told me that she was actually his wife, I was like, okay, that makes sense. She's part of the Ribbon Army for a reason. But I didn't think that. I thought she was just another android like Cell that kind of just came out of nowhere. But yeah, she feels more believable. I wonder if I'm surprised they didn't try to bring in 16 or introduce like a 16, because he's got to have some parts laying around in the Cell's battlefield somewhere, unless time has eroded it and taken it away somewhere. But they found Raditz apparently, so someone must have like never went there. I doubt that no one's ever gone to where Goku and Piccolo, just at least, you know, just because like people have been like just excavating that. And I really find that hard to believe that Raditz's body was just left there.
You're
Like,
right. He had
you
to
would
be
think
like...
humanity would find that eventually. Not like the Red Ribbon Army, but first off, they should have. Why didn't they? Well, then again, did the Red Ribbon Army have his body this entire time? They're probably gonna say something. Or did they find him recently?
He's been dead.
Dead
How
for
could he-
years. He's been dead for years. Makes me think, okay, now that you've told me that, because I didn't even know that. I didn't see that. All I've seen was that Gohan, Piccolo, and Broly are in this movie. And I've seen Gamma 1 and 2, and I found the synopsis briefly of the Red Ribbon Army, because I played Legends. This is my introduction, because I knew nothing of the movie. So I was surprised that Red Ribbon Army is back. Yes, because I want to be as much spoiler-free, but it's fine. It's just, that's why I knew nothing. Because I wasn't looking for it. So I was very surprised at what the plot was. And then you telling me this, I'm like, okay, so now that makes me wonder, they had to have had Raditz the whole time then? Because otherwise, and time would have done something to him for one, but also
His
humanity
body should be decaying the minute his soul leaves his body.
Yes.
So unless they've been secretly keeping him under chroniostasis or something like that.
Yeah, the cryostasis. Yeah, it's kind of like what
Crisis.
Kami did to Piccolo, or Piccolo and all them, or Goku, for instance. When Goku died, his body disappeared because he kept it preserved while Goku was in heaven, and all that. That's
Same with Yamcha's body.
Yeah, they all got preserved. Whenever all the heroes died, their body, aside from Vegeta's, apparently they just made a new one for him when he died. His body was destroyed. They couldn't have preserved anything for him. So apparently they just gave him a new body. So Vegeta's technically not living in the same body he was born in. Fun fact.
Yeah, weird to think that.
It's true. That's literally what they stated when he blew himself up. I mean, it makes sense. Goku's body had a hole in it. All the times Goku's died, he's never had his body disintegrate. Except for Cells. I mean, technically he blew up there, so they somehow... I guess Goku 2 lives in... I guess Goku's 2 is in the same situation then.
Right.
That would... I don't know. It's Goku, whatever. If he...
So how could they bring back Raditz if...
They must have had
Dragon Balls.
Wait, what? Without the Dragon Balls? Oh, they probably...
Yeah, how could...
Well, they had to have... He's got to have a pure robotic brain at this point, or somehow there's no way in hell his brain can be revived in any way at this point. So his brain must have been taken out, and he's got the brain of a robot, even though he's a cyborg. So he's basically like... he basically would be the same as if 17 and 18 were killed, but they weren't. Except, though, Raditz has been there, so they had to have had him, like, preserved. And why did they wait this long? That's my problem with Akira's writing in modern era, because it feels retconned. Because
Because
he would never have done anything with Raditz. This has to... It's... Super
this is
is...
so interesting.
Super is interesting, but it's making me think, what the fuck? Because this would never have happened, like, story-wise. He's retconning a lot of things. Like,
So, Raditz has been stuck in there. It's just been...
what has it been now? Goku's 40?
Yeah, yeah. And that makes Raditz, what, 30s when
30.
he came to Earth?
Yes, because we all know Goku's 40s, because they mentioned in Granola Arc the incident with the Saiyans happened 40 years ago. Raditz came to Earth. Goku was 18 when he fought Piccolo. This was, what, 5 years later? The time skip from Dragon Ball to Z?
Yeah.
Putting Goku in his early 20s. Raditz was in his 30s. Vegeta's already, like, same age as Raditz, or closer there to it. Vegeta's a little older than Goku. So yeah. Something like that. I don't know, like, the age, whatever, Dragon Ball has its age, whatever. I don't know that, but I know, I'm trying to get all the time skips in my head, all the ages of that, and all, like, what actual age that they're in. I don't know that stuff that well. I love Dragon Ball, but I have a hard time with that, if that makes sense. Like, I know it's it's the 7-year time skip from Cell to Buu. I know it's, 10 days from Cell games. I know that stuff. But, like,
Right.
I don't know all of everything. There's a lot of time skips in Dragon Ball too. And a lot of them are more seamless. They just kind of happen. But yeah. And I know Goku's 12 at the first tournament with Roshi as Jackie Chun.
Right.
Krillin is 13, I thought it was. I know. And then that's where Bulma mentions that she's, like, only a few years older than him. And then you find out eventually she's 15, 16. I think of the Red Ribbon Army arc, she was at 16 years old. So, yeah, that's a good perspective. Goku's in his late 20s, or mid to late 20s, when Raditz came to Earth. Or early 20s, I should say. He wasn't that old. Raditz had to have been pushing 30, or if not 30. He's not that much. They're not much that much older. Vegeta's only like 4 or 5 years older, or so can't be that much older.
All right.
But because we all know, like, can we count this anymore? Like, even though it's still the Bardock movie, but it's still sort of canon. Like,
Okay, let's throw it out the window and create our new multiverse.
it's still canon in terms of their age difference. But but Goku being a baby in the original Broly movie, or the backstory canon of when he arrived on Earth. Now that in Minus and all that, and in the story in the Broly movie, Goku is a little older because he actually has it. You read Granola, like, you actually remember the scene
Right.
where they mentioned Bardock, and Goku eventually gets a brief flashback of when before he was sent out by Bardock and Guinea, where they wish him well or whatever. Goku
Yeah, I
in the
know that.
original canon would not have remembered that because he was a baby. So technically he wasn't a
Right.
baby when he landed on Earth. He was a bit older. Because you actually see him crying, and he actually, he was probably closer to around Gohan's age, probably, it looked like.
God damn.
He had to have been a little older than just a newborn baby.
Yeah. So
Also-
Raditz. So I'm more interested about this Raditz. I don't think, and tell me if this is true. I don't think this is the Raditz that hits Earth. I don't think this is.
So you think it's a
just
different
cyborg
timeline?
taking over. I think
Cyborg.
it's just a Raditz that. Yeah, I think it's just a cyborg taking over Raditz's body. Like,
So
I think they're doing like a full like baby situation, except it's more.
So they just
mechanical and
they
shit
just
like that.
revived him with a robotic brain and body.
Yeah,
Or
so it's not technically Raditz. Raditz is still in hell. It's
Yes,
just
because his
this
body, his
Raditz.
brain is gone. He probably there's no way in hell. It's not like Frieza. Frieza survived. It's nothing like that. It's gonna be like they bring him
Right.
back purely. It's not, again. That's what I was said about 17 and 18. It'd be the same as if they were to die.
So this Raditz could technically go. This Raditz couldn't go Super Saiyan because the S cells are dead.
Technically speaking, you're accurate. He'd be a cyborg still, but there is no function unlike 17 and 18.
Right. So
17
then
and
his
18 are
body would
alive.
just be then a human.
Yep. So he'd be no different than a full-on android.
Right.
They just use a human as a base, but
Just
a dead
with the
villain.
genetic modification.
Yep.
Or maybe they could pull something out of their ass saying maybe he could go to his
Yeah.
Ozaru form. Just for like an
If they
undead
can-
version of an Ozaru.
I don't know how freaking science works, but they probably can figure out something with his cells. I mean, they did. What did they do for Broly? Wasn't Broly straight up dead in the first movie? They brought him back, or in the second movie, I mean, they brought him back as Bio Broly.
No.
Did he
Oh,
survive?
yeah,
They
they
brought him
did.
back with blood. They brought him back with blood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
he actively
like-
recognized Kakarot's son.
Right.
I mean, that's a different level, but it's still not Broly. I mean, yeah, they brought him back with blood, but it's still not I don't consider that living. He's not a he's not he's not immortal, technically. Like, he's made by science. That's what we're getting at here. That's what I'm getting at. Anyway. So Raditz has to be no different than that, unless they do something where they brought him back with his blood. Ooh. I don't know. No, they found his body somewhere. If that's what's gonna, I gotta look this up now, but I don't want to. I want to actually be surprised by this whole fucking thing. I don't want to look any of that up at all. I never did on any of the movies. Like, when I first heard about Broly, I was mad because I hated Broly all my life. Everyone always like, oh, Broly's this strong, he can beat every villain. I'm like, shut your face. This one can. And not, this one could. I mean, he whomped Frieza, who is the strongest villain, out of the three. Boo, him and Cell. So, yes, now he can. But back then, no. Like, maybe Frieza, but I don't think he could beat Boo. God, no. Broly's way too stupid and unrefined. At this point, he's just pure rage. He's got a limit still, but no, I don't think the original Broly was nowhere near that strong. Otherwise, Goku would not have beaten him with just energy given to him. Sorry. You would need a spirit bomb to beat him then. At that point, if he's that strong. Same with Omega. Like, you could beat him without that, but unfortunately, like, he was just too powerful. Eventually, it just got to the point where you needed the entire universe this time around. Like, I don't know. Like, even fusion wasn't working.
You know what?
Huh.
They could technically bring Raditz back. But not through the Dragon Balls. I think they had to do it by magic. The only magical character is by Boo. That's why probably Boo was there on that screen on the trailer.
Oh, shit. Do they somehow fucking coerce Boo into reviving somebody? Huh.
I mean, he brought back someone's sight.
Yes, I'm not saying Boo can't do it. I don't know if he can bring back someone from the dead that's been dead forever, but...
Years.
Depends, though.
So I'm wondering if they had more spy robots that spied on him during the Majin Buu arc. Maybe... Because remember, Piccolo only destroyed the one of them. One of them.
They're still around. The Red Ribbon Army's robots still technically are around, unless Boo wiped it out. But do they count as coming back? Boo technically would have destroyed them when he blew up Earth.
Right. But remember, they only had the vision of the fat version of them, not the skinnier version of them.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't have a lot of Boo. But yeah, no, Boo technically also like. So I don't know. This is.
So they could bring him back with a mechanical brain, maybe bringing his soul back with Boo.
And Boo is not alone, like the Elder Kai. The Kai, they could have. I don't think they would go that far or know anything of that, but he technically has far more magic than just him alone. He has the Elder Kai in him. Fat Boo that does. They could have spied on their fight with Goku and Moro in the manga on Earth.
Right.
This is after Moro, right? This has to be after Moro, so that they could have done something with that. Something like that. It's got to be somewhere around that area. It's got to be. I've read that it is somewhere within those arcs, Moro and Granola. in that time
Can
frame.
I show you something? It's just like a screenshot. It's
Oh,
not
that's
gonna
that
have.
that not story synopsis. It's fine. I don't like. I've already looked, or not looked up, but I've already seen characters and whatnot. But I didn't really read or find out anything. I've even watched like YouTube videos of it. It's fine.
Right. Like, you cannot tell me this isn't Raditz.
Oh, hello. Where'd you
Hold
send
on.
that?
Hold on, I'm taking a screenshot now.
Ah, okay. Wait, what is supply posting? Oh.
Hold on, I'm setting it in general. Alright, sent it in general. Like, you cannot tell me that is not Raditz.
That is definitely Raditz. Who else has that fucking hairstyle?
True.
End credit scene leaked in. What the hell's going on? That doesn't even look cyborg though at all. He looks preserved enough to be full, like. So his body didn't rot at all.
That's so fucking strange. Maybe this could be a fucking hoax? Or something?
I would have heard more on this. How has this not been on Facebook for me? Even if I don't actively look for this shit. This should be much more knowledge about. Well, this isn't something that they've done before. This is far different than shit. They pull dumb shit out their ass, but this is something like, I don't know. I think this is the most shit that they pulled out of their ass more than Amber Heard.
Right.
Like, this, I'm
I
surprised
thought
this.
you knew it. I
No.
thought you would know.
I've watched a bit of there's a guy, I don't know if you watch a lot of Dragon Ball YouTubers. There's a lot of guys that keep the Dragon Ball fans up to date with Japanese translation stuff, and a lot of they're bigger than me, like a lot bigger than me. But he also makes a lot of videos on who's stronger, whatever, stuff like
Right.
that. He's more knowledgeable on Dragon Ball than I am, or most likely even you. Even these guys like live off this content, so they're popular enough, and this is what they're. Yeah, he didn't even, the video I watched didn't even mention anything on Raditz, and it was talking about the synopsis of the story with, Gamma 1 to Piccolo being, getting a power-up, Gohan being the thing, that he didn't even mention stuff about Broly at all. So, I don't know their involvement at all. So, this is not something he should have left out in that video, and plus, I would have probably seen some episodes with that in the title, and I haven't been actively looking. I should know. His name is, Geekdom 101.
Yeah, I know it. Geekdom.
Yeah.
Like, he even made a video about it. Like, I'll share it to you in general.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, that's what I was getting at. The video I watched didn't mention anything on it, so I would assume there's no way in hell he would not make something on this. That's what I'm getting at, and I probably will watch it. But
Here, I'll send it.
Sweet. I'll watch it later. It's probably gonna be a longer video. It's not like an hour or anything, but. Oh shit. Raditz. Yeah, that. I mean. What the fuck? I mean, I get what they're doing. Raditz is Goku's brother, I guess, and they hate Goku, but Goku isn't the main premise. I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Raditz was meant to be the final DBZ villain. Because remember, he was killed off first and not shown his true potential. Maybe the Red Ribbon Army is giving him that just to kick in the ass for Goku.
Yeah, but would it really be his true? Like, yeah, Raditz never trained though, and I guess.
And remember, with the android ability, if he did get one, his training would be.
He'd be
far potential.
I could see how they're stronger. Like, yeah, turning people into cyborgs. Turning people into cyborgs. Look at what happened to Frieza.
Right.
And the androids, for instance. Except Frieza probably doesn't have infinite energy, but 17 and 18 cyborgs did, and it's just like.
Yeah.
They gain the ability to fly, shoot ki blasts. They had to have some sort of maintenance, which sucks. That's never really been mentioned too much from what I recall. I know the multiverse comic actually shows a universe where Yamcha was turned into one, and he was actually whooping the crap out of an 18 in that. Not the, I don't think it was R18, it was another Universe 18, I think. Or another android or cyborg entirely, and he was... And I was like, wow. Wow, Yamcha is actually winning. Go, if you want to see any sort of win from Yamcha, it's a multiverse comic. And it's actually Krillin is Master Roshi. It's Krillin, but with Master Roshi's beard and turtle shell. Yeah, that universe. It's interesting. Because I guess in that universe, Goku took over and Krillin has hatred towards the modern day Goku in that. Or some sort of whatever, Saiyans, or all the Saiyans that are in it. Yeah, you can see some hatred towards it. And it's just like, that's interesting. Oh my goodness. How am I just getting wrecked by all these attacks? You're not even that annoying. I should be done with the first phase a while ago. Ow.
I mean, it makes sense, because Broly was technically... If they're gonna bring back more Saiyans, then should we prepare for Nappa?
Why didn't they?
Right.
I'm surprised he hasn't been mentioned yet. Well, that's a good point. Anything against Goku. They know all about... they know everything that Goku's done on Earth. They don't know anything about, you know, his stuff in space, but every fight, including Frieza and all that, like, or, you know, their knowledge with Cell and Boo even. Kid Boo, Fat Boo, all that. So it makes sense that Boo would have some sort of involvement with them. Or, you know, but Raditz, though, like, yeah, what can they... Oh, my goodness, though. Still, like,
You know
why
what
not
I
Nappa?
think?
Huh.
I think I know how the movie's gonna work, and you can tell me to stop anytime you want. I think
No,
it's
it's-
gonna start with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, then lead straight into the Mystery Android, which is probably gonna be Cell. Or 21, probably Cell.
Oh, there's... Oh, this is another new information? Wait, are they actually introducing a new android aside from Raditz?
Well,
I'm doing
yeah,
well,
because
Q.
they showed in the fucking trailer, like, a capsule,
I haven't watched that.
like, something. So we don't know who that is. It could be
Yeah.
Raditz, or
I haven't
Cell.
I haven't watched the trailer, by the way. See, I haven't watched anything.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, no. I've been good, Q. I hope everything is well for me. I'm just having a big long talk about a new Dragon Ball thing, so my fighting in this hasn't been like on point, but I've been doing all right. And I kind of like had the lost save data. So like I didn't beat the girl that's down here again, but I kind of like was just like I've already beat her. I got the damn achievement or whatever. Not that I care about. Like I even popped her soul in the game, so I didn't even. But yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'm going after the final boss and just beating it, because once I go back on onto console and beat the game from the beginning and work my character from the ground up, I'll probably have a better time just to reorient myself and just not be worried about it, because it'll be a while before I get back to her, so. But yeah, I kind of like just said, fuck it, let's just beat the game already. But yeah.
Right.
But how have
So
you
I
been,
think it's
Q? Sorry.
Because I think it's gonna be like Gamma 1 and 2. Then
Yes.
straight up to Cell. Then after Cell's defeated, Raditz is gonna be the final like project.
Okay,
Maybe
no,
a
that makes
hidden one
sense.
Like a hidden one that mustache. You know the not the fat one, but the one in the yellow suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's been hiding Raditz just for like if shit goes down, this is gonna be my like final ace in the hole.
Yeah, I knew
That
for a
even the
fact.
fat guy doesn't know.
I know for a fact they're not gonna always straight up announce the main premise. Like with Gamma 1 and 2, I
Right.
knew for a fact they weren't gonna be the bin. They were gonna like have some sort of fusion or power up or something to make them stronger. Now
Right.
I didn't know if they were the main threat. Okay, but yeah, no, like I figured like them two alone isn't gonna be the end all be all. Even if they fuse together and make a powerful form, I knew there was more. Whether it's more characters or not, but I didn't know anything about Cell or Raditz, so it makes sense that Gamma 1 and 2 is not their main goal, or their main thing. So yes, there's gonna be... This is interesting. Cell 2? Fuck me. People been wanting this! You know how bad people have been wanting Cell back? So they're giving it to us finally then.
So, but here's
Don't
the
go
thing.
gold. Don't go gold. Don't go
No,
gold.
I don't want Golden Cell.
Don't go
Probably
gold.
Super Saiyan.
I've seen it in like in the video game. There's a game on the phone similar to it's not Dokkan Battle and it's not Legends. It's another one.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot what it was called. But they had characters you collected that, and Golden Cell was one of them. Did he appear at Heroes at all? Because that's kind of like a thing that they would do with him. But like they did that in that game.
No.
I'm just saying, a lot of people you see a lot of that of fan art, and it's just like, no, I don't want no Golden Cell. Even in that game, it felt more than just fan art. It's like, no, the idea behind that with Golden Cooler and Heroes, I'm just like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. It's Cooler, it makes more sense. But Cell, no. What, like, why? I guess Frieza's DNA, at least it's not kind of out of nowhere. Ow. Also, Frieza's golden form is kind of out of nowhere. It's cool. I just don't get, like, why? Why couldn't he just kept the same color and changed more drastically? I guess they wanted him to be, like, a nice nod to the Saints. Anyway, this has nothing to do with the movie. I told you that's my attention span. Sorry. I branch out, depending on where we're going with the conversation. Now, I don't know what they can do with Raditz, though. I really don't. Yeah, I guess, like, his organs are kept alive. As in, not preserved, rather, not alive. But I guess, like, his brain is taken over, just like how Jiro was basically just a walking brain. His body was gone, I guess, I think. I'm not sure if his body was fully or robot. Was Jiro's body, that's fully robotic, right? His brain's the only thing that's alive on him.
Mm-hmm.
So then there you go. He has
Yep.
memory and knowledge of, through programming, he has memory and knowledge of everything. That his brain was kept alive, I guess. Why or whatever? Somehow, if his body's gone, his brain should be gone. I guess it's gonna be similar to that then. I don't know. I really, they're pulling shit out their ass, but I like that they're trying to. I don't know what. Like, I guess it makes sense. I guess it
Here's the
makes
thing.
sense. Hmm.
Maybe Raditz didn't die and had a slight pulse, and the Red Ribbon found him.
Yeah,
before
that's
he
what I was gonna
actually-
say. Maybe that's why I was kind of questioning him being dead. If you, I don't know, like, you can tell from the way I was talking. I guess. Yeah, no, it makes it that was like thinking. I was thinking that like maybe he never died, which is a retcon,
Right.
kind of. Like,
I mean, they retconned fucking Goku and Bardock's backstory. I think they can do this to Raditz.
yes, they also kind of retconned, even though it was never meant for the fusion to be permanent for mortals, but people
For
flipped
Vegito.
lids when Vegito's was changed, and actually stated that he broke apart due to the fact that they're mortal and or if they use up too much power.
And bad air.
So that's why their fusion dissolved so quickly. Even Gogeta's, even the fusion dance can be influenced by too much external energy. That's why against Gotank's SS3 did shorten his time. Stuff like that. Like, even if Gogeta is introduced, that can still be influenced by energy. But here's the thing, that a lot of people are flipping their lids, so I'm surprised this isn't more all over social media is what I'm getting at. Is like how people, I haven't seen this just casually on my Facebook. Or, like, I don't actively search Twitter, but, like, I get, like, I'm a fan, I'm part of the Dragon Ball Super, like, page. I've been commenting, that's where I've been reading a lot of people saying stupid shit from, you know what I mean? So how has that not been mentioned yet? I mean, I probably is, but I haven't actively gone to their page, but how have I not seen it is what I point. Aside from knowing I've seen the promotional material for it, so I knew it existed, and I completely kind of just put it on the back burner, so when we were talking about it again, like, however long ago, because it's been mentioned before, we've talked about superhero, whatever, but I was like, oh yeah, that's right, there is a new movie. Like, but this is news, big fucking news. This is something I would normally be pissed about. I'm not I'm
Right.
kind of like, why? It's more of a why. Like, when Broly was mentioned, I was like, why? Fucking mad. But then it was good. Even when Frieza was introduced, I was like, or brought into the terminal power, I was first pissed. but maybe they can do something well with it. This is where I'm getting at. Maybe they can do something well with it and make it maybe. And me and Mercer has been getting me thinking about maybe they're going to be bringing Bardock back. And he's been dead for 40 years. He's probably, if he's not blown apart by Frieza's death ball in time and space, they could easily find him in space. People time travel, or space travel. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Or the Dragon Balls, if any Dragon Balls can do it, it'd be the super ones. But yeah, no, like, Raditz coming back, though, if any, that's interesting, though. But he's definitely not, there's no way in hell he can be actually alive if he's been dead. Like, if they actually mention that that he never died, that's one thing. But I guess then if he actually did die, then it's going to be a Dr. Gero situation. But his brain would have been preserved, which means his brain technically wouldn't have died, I guess. I don't know. Because Dr. Gero's brain is kept alive. Somehow. Through science. So, it's either Raditz never died, or his brain is kept alive through cryostasis. While his body was not actively moving around anymore. But his heart was shot.
Right.
So, he's gone. He died right then and there. His heart, he was shot through the chest. There's no way. Unless they found him immediately right. It would make sense. They would find him right then and there because they were watching him. We all know that they were watching them. Red River Army, that is. So they probably were in the background somewhere too, Gero and them.
Right.
They probably could have been there, and he could have had them from the get-go and been used it and never got the chance to, or whatever retcon they're gonna give us. Because this was when Gero was around, so he could have intervened with this. You know what? I'm surprised that wasn't a thing. What a perfect way for him to get revenge on each other is his brother. I don't really know how loyal these guys are still to Gero, but I know this new leader is going to be more like a worse version of Red. A guy who can easily just betray you, or whatever. Or, you know, not care about the actual army so much, just himself. Like, he only cared about the drag. He put his army in jeopardy for his own height. Like, that's what I'm getting at. I don't think he wants that wish, but I'm just thinking this new leader doesn't. I've heard that he just is an asshole or whatever. Anyway, I don't really know why. Why are they going this far? Red Ribbon Army alone is making me question why. Just let them be dead. I mean, it makes... To me, it feels more believable than Moro and Granola, and because they actually have its history with Goku and its history with the series, but it's just like, let them die. They're running out of ideas now. Eventually, they're going to be running out of ideas. They're just using the Red Ribbon Army again. So they're now being introduced into the super canon, which means may get a manga and a show adaptation, which now they're going to eventually be adapted into the actual series as a whole. Which means they could probably do more with them after the events of this movie, kind of like how they're doing with Broly, hopefully, if they add him into the series. Red Ribbon Army being back into a series. Now, this is their first movie, which is, yes, but I hope they don't just keep using them again in the series now.
Right.
Maybe they can turn Reddit's good, but I doubt it. I doubt that he's probably just gonna be killed. I don't think Goku cares about him in that regard. He was surprised, but at this point, like, he doesn't have any history with his family. I don't think he cares about Reddit's. Now, if Bardock and him were to meet, that's a different story. I could be wrong. I know Gohan's gonna probably have a massive word to say. But even then, I don't think Gohan really is the type to really hate that much. But I think, if anything, he's going to have something to say to him. Now, Goten,
Right.
once he finds out, because he's in the movie, if he has any involvement, once he finds out, he's going to be... And if he finds out he's the cause of Goku to die and the kidnap of his brother, he's probably going to have a massive word to say. Now, I'm curious on interaction with him now, with Raditz and everybody now. His family. Like,
Right.
and Vegeta, if they're all going to be there. Because I know it's Piccolo and Gohan's time. I don't know how much Goku's involvement besides training Broly is.
Right.
So, like, I'm curious because there's no way in heck Goku's not going to enter this battle. If he's in the movie from training, I'm going to be mad. Like, he's not the main hero, I don't think. Because Piccolo's been more... Like, they've been showing more promotional material for those two. Gohan and Piccolo and that. So, but... Yeah, Broly's been shown. I haven't seen promotional much on Goku, but Broly's been shown. So I'm curious to what they have to join in. Like, there's no way it's Goku. Also, yes, it's also Raditz. There's no way in hell Vegeta's not going to want a word to say. I'm just...
Right.
I'm just as big a theorizer as you, so if you enjoy that, like, even then I'm way off a lot of the times, just because I either have a hard time putting shit together, so pieces like this is kind of not my thing.
Very good.
Because the theories I always come up with just are nowhere near it. If I can't think of any off the top of my head, but... What the fuck? My phone just scared the crap out of me. What the hell was that? There's a loud ass noise. Was that a... Yeah, that was a Legends notification that went off. That scared the hell out of me. It's already 12 almost? It's 11:30. It's 11:40? Good lord.
Stacy, fucker. Oh my god.
Wow.
What?
Supply sent me a video of a dude on TikTok getting bitched at about it from a dude who's dating his sister, and the guy was coming at him like she was cheating on him or flirting with another guy, and he's being very like a clingy dude. He's being a typical clingy creep. Like, is not trying to get the facts straight or see who she's talking to, and just be like, could have asked her like, who are you talking to? But no, he called the dude and was flipping out on him, not knowing the situation. All he saw was text messages back and forth between his girlfriend and a guy. And instead of asking her, hey, who is this? He goes and bitches at... And Supply posted saying that the guy's a dumbass. And yeah, he got burnt. Like, you just started shit and now you feel stupid. Sorry, go off topic. But I think the conversation we were having is pretty much all theorized, and now it's just like, not really much else to talk about with it. I'm gonna get off. I got my thing in the morning.
Alright, me and Mercer will still be here.
Alright. But I should hopefully be live earlier tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Who is live? Sorry, guys, I didn't really focus too much the game on Twitch but I should hopefully I'll focus more tomorrow, and hopefully we got this. But it was good talking about Dragon Ball. I had a good stream.
You too.
Now I just got to get my Twitch back to, or my OBS back the way it was, so I can actually see everything. Yo, Maniac, sorry, bro. I'm actually getting off for the night because I got an interview in the morning. Nah, I'm about to get off for the night because I got some interview thing in the morning or whatever I got to do in the morning for my job. So my future job that I actually got hired for. So I'm gonna get off. But tomorrow will be hopefully once I'm like woken up and fully set up or whatever. I hopefully should be going live a little earlier. And then I'll eventually keep y'all updated on when my schedule is. Hey, anytime, my dude. Anytime. Let's see. Let's go raid B. Go raid B versus the world. Have a good one, everybody. He's playing COD Warzone. Have fun. Squad up, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Ooh boo boo.
Yep.